Hey guys, DJ Ravine here.
And this is DJCotts.
And we have the brand new
Pioneer DJM-900NXS2.
And it is amazing and still a mouthful.
Yeah, definitely. And it's Pioneer's latest in their Pro line of mixers. And we're going to check it out today.
Absolutely. Hope you guys enjoy.
Alright, so let's check out the main differences between the new DJM-900NXS2 and the old DJM-900NXS and look at some of the layout changes. So side by side you can see that the 900NXS2 is actually noticeably deeper than the original 900NXS. It's about 10 millimeters there, and that's if you take the old 900NXS faceplate off. So if you're trying to cram this in to the 900NXS2 into a road case, which the 900NXS only just fits in, you're probably going to have to widen it. But yeah, there's a bit of dimension changes there, exactly the same height. We've got this brand new black matte finish that's on the top of the player. I think it looks really professional as opposed to the sort of sparkly grey top that's on the top of the 900NXS. And it looks really, really good. Now just to run through some of the layout changes, on the top right here you have a USB send return. You can plug in iPads and we'll cover that very, very shortly. Very exciting feature. We've got an independent send and return button which allows you to use this whole FX section, which is lower on the mixer, and send return at the same time, which is I'm really, really happy about. We've also got the X-Pad, which has been completely redesigned. We've got a touch strip which you can go left and right on here in the middle still, but we've also got individual timings that you can jump around, and it's great for effects like roll. So coming down here we've also got the FX frequency. We've got the low, mids and the highs which you can apply the effects to. Let's say if we selected mid, we could use roll and just capture the vocal sample in the tune. Roll that while the track still plays in the background. It allows you to be really creative. Also in this channel effects pot, as we move it, it shows us visually on the mixer which channels we've got effects applied to, and that is really, really cool. Very useful for back-to-back sets when someone's changed the channel selector and you don't really know about it until you actually go and use the effects, and then you're like, ah, damn, you won't run into that problem on this mixer. Also, we've got a brand new Magvel Fader, which represents a big leap forward as opposed to the old Fader, especially for the scratch DJs out there. And headphones, 2 headphone jacks on this mixer, which is really, really cool. So if you forget that big sort of headphone adapter at the club, you're saved on this one. Also, we've got some brand new color effects, also much bigger color effects knobs than on the old 900, and also we've got the introduction of this parameter knob. So we're allowed to turn on the effects, we can change the parameter, how that effect sounds, and also the depth of the effect with the color knob up here. Also moving up, we've got 2 USB ports, so you can plug 2 laptops into the mixer at the same time. You can use one DVS system on one laptop and another one on another and play back to back without the music stopping. And also we've got this brand new clip light. So if you play a tune, we can see that clip lights up and screams at everyone that you're being the most terrible DJ in a nightclub, and you know, it says to everyone that, hey, you're clipping. So you can't get away with it any longer, which I think is a really, really good thing. But that's really the main features on the brand new 900NXS2, and I'll hand it over to Ravine, which is going to talk about the brand new Magvel Fader.
Okay, so we've got the brand new Magvel Fader in the DJM-900NXS2. It's very similar to what you would find on the DJM-900 SRT, which was a magnetic fader. I think this is the next iteration of it. Basically what it is a magnetic fader, means there's no contact, it's much more high quality, and it's much more durable. Now you'll find the Pro version of this in DJM S9, but they've got a similar version of it in here. Now this also has the standard crossfader adjustments. They haven't been changed or anything like that. It's not a knob. It's just like you'd find on the old DJM-900, but it still cuts like a madman. You can use this if you're a proper scratch DJ. Still does really, really good for scratching. So if you're a scratch DJ, you'll be very, very happy with this crossfader. Absolutely amazing. Okay, so let's go through the color effects on the brand new DJM-900NXS2. If you take a look here, they've actually gotten rid of the old compressor on the 900NXS and put in the sweep from the DJM-800. Basically, it's like a bandpass filter, so If you're ever used to the old DJM-800, you'll be very used to that one. Now let's take a look at this parameter right here. Parameter basically changes into a different parameter. It changes to a different parameter depending on which one that you're using. So if we go into filter, that parameter becomes resonance. So let's take a look. If I turn it up to maximum, for example, you can hear that high-end kind of resonant, kind of whizzing sound. If we turn it up to the lowest, you won't hear that anymore. It still filters it, but it no longer has the high resonance. Now with crush, it's a very similar thing. It just kind of increases the bit crush level also. Now if we go crush with the parameter on the least, we can see it kind of just sounds like a filter. Everything else is very, very similar to what you would find on the old one. However, noise, it's a very interesting one. Now, if you remember in the old one, if you use the noise and then you turn the color effects knob, it would be very, very loud. Now the parameter adjusts the volume of the noise. So if we just have it on normal, that's what the noise sounds like. And now I can change the volume of it using the parameter and turn it off essentially. So this helps us because back then I remember redlining all the time whenever I use that effect. Space and double echo have pretty much stayed exactly the same. The parameter on that one only changes the loudness of the echo and the reverb. But yeah, very cool new color effect. Alright, cool. So now we've got the cool new effects on the DJM-900NXS2. We've got a couple new ones. Firstly, we have freeze, which basically kind of works like a roll with a little bit of resonance in the background, but you can do this really cool pitching up effect, which I'll show you now. And then turn the time knob. Very cool, and that will echo out by itself, so that's an interesting effect. We've also got the vinyl break, which will now let you do like a tape stop. So remember in the old CDJs, you turn it to about there, you press play, and it stops the track, but it's like a vinyl kind of stop. Okay, you can do that as an effect now. So, and you can choose how long you want that stop to take. So I can go 2 beats. Or even longer, or very, very short. So you almost can't even hear it. Another cool effect we have is ping pong. Wow, this sounds amazing. With the ping pong, it's basically a ping pong echo, and if you've ever used anything like Ableton and ping pong delay, same idea. It's a normal echo and it bounces the sound from left to right. So if you're in a good club with a good system or using headphones, you can hear the echo go left, right, and it sounds really cool. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to hear this on the camera, so it'll just sound like a normal echo like this. Anyways, let's go on to the X-Pad right here. If we chuck the effects on roll, for example, you can see that it's lit up the timings right there. And what that means for us is that if we press that, the half, it'll activate roll at half timing or 8th timing. It's a lot better than the old X-Pad, which didn't have any of these timings, because you kind of just have to guess and hope for the best. So if we go and play with this now. So whenever I put my finger on any of the timings, it'll automatically start rolling at that timing. Now, if we change that to any of the other effects, such as flanger, for example, it turns those off, and instead it works on like a depth. Okay, so let's go and try it again. You can actually see it. You can see it there changing on the screen there. You can see my finger moving that little line from depth maximum to depth minimum. Okay. And also on top of that, we have the FX frequency buttons. They were taken from the RMX and the DJM-2000, and what they do is that they let you affect only a certain frequency. So if I want to flange just the mids, I just make sure that mid one's lit. And that will just flange the mid ones. If you turn them all off, it will just not do the effect at all. And that's very cool, gives you a lot more creative control on your effects.
Alright, so one of the biggest features on the DJM-900NXS2, as I mentioned at the beginning, is the ability for this new USB send return. And what that means is any iPad app with inter-app compatibility, you can send audio to it and you can receive audio back from it. One of the first apps that's got this is the Pioneer RMX 1000 app, which is exactly the same as what the physical RMX 1000 was, and you can get this from the App Store. Basically, the way it works is you get your iPad, you plug it in, you have to use a lightning cable, but it plugs into the USB on the top, and you pretty much just hit USB selector there and turn on send return, and now all your mix is going through this iPad coming back, and you can use a whole RMX 1000. It is really sweet. So we hit play, we'll turn on send return, and I've got vinyl break here. Got crush echo, for example. Exactly the same. Like, it just works really well. The latency is really good, and I'm very excited to see what apps add support for this to the future, because this is the thing, I've never seen an effects unit in the club before. So for me to be able to get an iPad, I know they have an Nexus 2, bring along an RMX 1000 effects unit, plug it in and use it, and especially when we get other apps like, we've got finger drumming and things like that, it'll open up a whole new level of possibility. So really excited for this. In my personal opinion, investing in the Nexus 2. Check it out. Alright, so let's take a look at the rear of the new Nexus 2 unit. Now, the layout is much the same, but there's a few noticeable differences. We've got gold-plated RCA connectors now for much better audio quality, and the signal ground pins have been really beefed up on this version. They're the same as the DJM-9. They're really chunky and really easy to attach in wires now, as opposed to the old ones, which were actually quite flimsy. So it's a big improvement. One thing we have lost from the old Nexus unit is the old MIDI output. Now MIDI on the new unit has been implemented purely in USB, so we can't actually connect the old MIDI interface cables anymore. But apart from that, it's pretty much exactly the same. The microphone port on the new Nexus 2 has actually been moved to the back of the unit. It's no longer on the top as it was on the original Nexus, and that's to make way for 2 USB ports. So they're pretty much the differences, and that's also why the MIDI output was gotten rid of, just to make space with that. But apart from that, you've got all your club connectivity on this brand new mixer, and yeah, that's the rear of the unit.
Alright, so this is the Pioneer DJM-900NXS2. What did you think about it?
I thought it was an awesome evolution of the 900 Nexus, actually. The thing that's totally killer for me and would make me buy one definitely is the USB send return. I'm so excited to see what happens with the apps on this. The RMX 1000 app worked so much better than I actually thought it would, and sounded really great. There was really low latency, and I'm really looking forward to heading out to sort of a club and having an RMX 1000 with me, which wasn't possible before. Exactly,
it's just an iPad in your bag now. And be aware, it's not just working with the RMX 1000, there's like a list of apps that it works with right now. There's a lot of them, and on top of that,
we played Bejeweled before, and did effects over Bejeweled, so that was amusing.
Yeah, we could affect Bejeweled. Alright.
But we couldn't send music to Bejeweled.
No, Bejeweled doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
But I think you can actually just play music off your iPad as well. So say you're going to do a backup, or you're one of those DJs that just plays a premix set, you can actually just plug it in and then just play music off your iPad.
Yeah, that's it. What other features did you like?
I really like the X-Pad with the new timings on it. So that makes it a lot easier than it did before.
Yep.
A lot less guesswork, and the frequency effects are really good as well.
Yeah.
Because it's just taking the best parts out of stuff like the DJM-2000 mixers and the RMX and just put it in here.
Yeah.
Made it a lot easier.
And also the nicer fader from sort of inspired by the S9 mixer,
Amazing.
which is their Scratch series. So.
This just looks so wrong right now. But yeah, anyways, the parameter is also really cool. More control is always good.
Yep, that's
so,
it. And also sound quality as well on this
sound
mixer.
quality is
Pioneer
amazing.
really stressed that this is their best sounding
Really
mixer
pushing
today.
that.
And
I think that's a direction that they're going towards as well. Like, you know, the FLAC as well with the CDJ.
Yeah,
series.
exactly.
Yeah.
I guess you want to support the 96 kilohertz stuff.
Exactly.
Also, I really like the clip meters on the top here. Like, you can see in the club really easily now when someone is being very bad. And audio engineers everywhere will be rejoicing for this feature. So
Yeah.
But that's it, guys.
That was the DJM-900NXS2.
Would you buy one?
Oh, would I buy one?
Yeah.
I would buy one, but for this probably the same reason as you. I know what reason you're going to say.
USB send return.
Yeah, pretty much. That thing is so cool, and there's so much potential for that.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty much made the DJM-900NXS2 like app compatible. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, that's amazing.
Yeah.
There's so much you can do with that. I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of stuff like, I don't know, samplers and stuff like that. Just plugging in a sampler.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, we'll see if the Launchpad apps in time sort of support that type of stuff because, because you can easily access it as well rather than fiddling around with the audio cables and trying to set
exactly.
up your gear.
Like I know, like if you want to set up like a Launchpad and stuff like that, you're gonna have to get a sound card and all this stuff.
External computer.
Exactly. So if you can just get that off an iPad, it's wow,
sweet.
game changer.
That's it.
Changing the game.
That's it. Well, here's the brand new Pioneer DJM-900 Nexus 2.
Hope you guys enjoyed.
Cheers.